Chazar today, Daf Vav Amud Beis. Actually, bottom line of Vav Amud Aleph. My time of the Tanakama. We just mentioned a machlokes on whether Shoylem v'Darshim Hilchos HaPesach 30 days before Pesach or Shtei Shabbos 2 weeks before Pesach. My time of the Tanakama. What's the reason of the Tanakama that says it's 30 days before Pesach? Shaharei Moshe Oimim Pesach Rishon Umazar Pesach Sheni. Moshe Rabbeinu was standing on Pesach Rishon. It was Yud Daled Adar Nisan, regular Yud Daled Nisan or Tesvav Yud Daled Nisan, and he was being Mazar Klal Yisrael on Pesach Sheni. Shenemar Vayasu Bnei Yisrael Pesach B'Moyad. Klal Yisrael the Pesach B'Moyad on regular Yud Daled Nisan Tesvav Nisan. Leil Tesvav. Uksim V'Hi Anoshim Asher Hayu Tmeim Le'avash Adam. Then there were the people who were Tomei. They went to complain to Moshe Rabbeinu that they're not Zoicha to do the Korban Pesach, and Moshe Rabbeinu was mitzvah them on the din of Pesach Sheni. So move a little closer. Moshe Rabbeinu was mitzvah them on the din of Pesach Sheni. So that's 30 days before Pesach. That's 30 days before Pesach. So that was 30 days before Pesach. He before Pesach Sheni, he's being mazerim on Hilchos Pesach Sheni. So is he 30 days before a Yom Tov, before a Chag? It's when you have to be shoyel v'dorish b'Hilchos HaChag. Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, Omer L'cha. What's Reb Shimon ben Gamliel? How is he going to answer that raya? No, I did the ayah mil de pischa, masik lehu mil de pischa. More like coincidental, so to speak. Once it was discussing already all the other Hilchos Pesach of just regular Pesach Rishon, so it also mentions Pesach Sheni because they came to complain that they are not zoicha to do Pesach Rishon, but not because be'etzim there's a din that shoylim v'darshan 30 days before the Yom Tov. Okay, my time with the Reb Shimon Gamliel. What's Reb Shimon Gamliel's reasoning that says 2 weeks, Shtei Shabbos? Sharei Moshe Oime B'Rosh HaChodesh. Moshe Rabbeinu was standing on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, U'Mazer Al Pesach, and he was being Mazer on Pesach Rishon. We're talking about Shenemar HaChodesh Hazol Lachem Rosh Chodeshim. This Chodesh is Rosh Chodeshim, Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Uksiv that same day, Dabril called As Yisrael Lemor Be'eshel HaChodesh Hazeh V'Yichlem Ishel Beisov Yisrael Bayis. He was Mazer them on Karam Pesach. So we see when was that? That was Aleph Nisan, 2 weeks before Yudal Nisan. So we see 2 weeks before Shtei Shabbos is when you're showing the V'dor from Hilchos HaPesach, Hilchos HaChag. What's the raya? Where do you see in the pasuk that they were standing on Rosh Chodesh? The pasuk is just saying this month Nisan is the first of the months of the year. Nisan is month number 1 of the year. You don't see that it was actually standing on Rosh Chodesh. Maybe it was really on Dal Nisan or Hey Nisan or Beis Nisan or Zayin Nisan. Where do you see the actual conversation took place on Rosh Chodesh Nisan? A different pasuk. Vaydaber in Baloisko. Vaydaber Shem Moshe b'Midbar Sinai. B'Hashana Hashenis b'Chodesh Harishon. Uksiv Vayasu b'Nei Yisrael Pesach b'Moyadoi. Same cheshbon. You see, when is he standing? He's standing on b'Chodesh Harishon, on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and what? Vayasu b'Nei Yisrael Pesach b'Moyadoi. He commanded Klal Yisrael on Hilchos Pesach, and the very following pasuk, Klal Yisrael was Mekayim the Tzivos and did Pesach at the right time. In fact,
what's the kind of couple with all the
Gemara does not give a reason. Now let's wait. We didn't get to the end. What Lamaisa the Raya is going to be. So I'll try to answer. Well, Gemara itself does not answer. I'll try to answer. Let's first finish the cheshbon. Right now we don't know the end of the cheshbon yet. In fact, the Gemara is still shver. Hachanami. Who says we're talking? Who says this pasuk is on Rosh Yarcha? Who says this pasuk is on Rosh Chodesh Nisan? You don't see in the pasuk of Vaydaber Hashem Moshe Lemor. You don't see that this conversation took place on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. You see it took place in Chodesh Nisan. Who said it was on Rosh Chodesh Nisan? Maybe it was on Dalet or Hey Nisan. It's Xer Shava, that's how he knows it. He knows it's Xer Shava, Midbar. Ksiv Hacha b'Midbar Sinai. On this pasuk it says b'Midbar Sinai on the first day of on Chodesh Nisan is b'Midbar Sinai. Uksiv Hasam, the very first pasuk he made Sefer b'Midbar, Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe b'Midbar Sinai ba'oyim moyim, be'echol lachodesh Hashem. Ma'al alon b'Rosh Chodesh, avkam b'Rosh Chodesh. Just like over there, that Vaydaber Hashem al Moshe happened when be'echol lachodesh on Rosh Chodesh of Chodesh Sheni, Rosh Chodesh Iyar. So too the B'Midbar Sinai that it says in Parak Tes of B'Midbar also when it says b'Chodesh Harishon, it's a different month. It's Nisan, not Iyar, but it means the first day of the month. Period. This is Reb Shimon Gamliel's cheshbon. That's how he knows this conversation took place on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and he was being Mazer Klal Yisrael on Hilchos Pesach. Zem Mishtei Shabbos. Mordechai, to answer your question, I don't know if this is true or not, but ultimately it comes down to Gzer Shava. That's ultimately how Reb Shimon Gamliel knew Ken Zayin Tanakama was not Mekabel such a Gzer Shava. No Gzer Shava, any of them done me'atzmai. I mean, I don't know. I'm just suggesting. Gemara itself doesn't give an explanation. Ken Zayin Tanakama didn't have such a Gzer Shava. That's what we asked. That's what we asked on Thursday. Was maybe 2 weeks. What? Now what?
It's true that 2 weeks before.
You're saying, but also 30 days. All right. Okay. Maybe. Fine. Vaitas on the Gemara. Now this is like Rashi explains. This is a zaytig shaylo, not a shaylo on the sugya. V'nichtav bereisha the chodesh rishon, v'hada nichtav the chodesh iyar. By Midbar Parak Aleph, it says the story happened. The pekida, the counting of Klal Yisrael happened on Rosh Chodesh Iyar. 9 prokim later in Parak Tes, it goes to Rosh Chodesh Nisan, 1 month earlier. What's the pshat of that? There's no muktam mocha, there's no general order. You can't assume just because different psukim or prokim or parashas are listed in the order of the pasuk, lav davko did it happen in such a chronological order. And Bamidbar Parak Aleph happened on Rosh Chodesh Iyar. Bamidbar Parak Tes happened a month earlier on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. That's only was 2 separate yonim, 2 separate parashas. If it's all within one parasha, that which is earlier is taka earlier, that which is later is taka meant to be later. Because if you're not going to say this, klal prat. We have a rule when you have a klal and then a prat. What's the rule? We say ein b'chal masha prat. The klal is limited to the din of the prat. How could that be? Maybe it's out of order. It's really prat and klal, or vice versa. Let's do another question. Prat and klal. When you have prat and a klal, we have a rule that what nasa klal moisav al prat. The klal is moisav al prat is marbe everything, not just doim al prat. Same question. Dilma klal prat. Maybe it's really klal and prat. Klal prat. So must be that what that bechad ini echad parsha echad then avada my demukte my demucher. If this is your raya, then even 2 parashas you should have the same problem. How could I dash in a klal prat in 2 parashas? Maybe it's really out of order. If you go with the shita that when you have a klal and then a prat, or a prat and a klal, that's meruchak zemi says taka far away from each other. You taka cannot darshan as a klal prat. Makes sense because you taka don't darshan such a thing as a klal prat. According to the shita that we will darshan a klal prat, even if they're not right next to each other, even if they're meruchak, how could that be? Maybe really the klal prat is not really the klal prat, it's a prat of klal, or maybe the prat of klal is really klal prat. Everything. You're right. Even according to this shita that you're done in meruchak zemizeh, even meruchak zemizeh has its limitations. It has to be bechad and yon in one parish and one Indian. If you have one in parashas Bamidbar and one in parashas Koirach, no, everyone agrees. Even the shita that meruchak zemizeh you will darshan call prat. It's not meruchak mo'oid. It still has to be limited by chad and yono, chad parsha. Otherwise, you would not darshan the klal prat because a mukta meruchak b'torah. It's chad and yono. Rashi teaches it always as chad parsha. Now, parsha probably does not mean what we call a parsha. Parsha typically, from what I found at least, means pei or a samach. Is not what we call a parsha, but I don't know. Rashi, it's not clear.
If it's one topic, then it doesn't answer the question.
Why? The meruchak zemizeh, even within Indian echad, still could be 10, 15 psukim apart.
Maybe it's proud of klal, not klal, probably even klal.
No, but bechad Indian and echnami, it is yemukta memucha b'torah. Bechad and yono. Well, yeah, chad Indian and chad parsha. Rashi explains chad Indian to be chad parsha. Now, what the type of chad parsha is, we didn't discuss. Let's continue. Omer Yehuda Omer Rav. Even when someone does bedika, as he's doing bedika, he has to be mevatel. He also has to be mevatel the chametz. My time and why? Because there might be some crumbs that he didn't find. Halay chashiv, perurin are not choshev. and therefore they're automatically batal. And if you want to say, Kiva the minter lahu agav since ultimately he's protecting, he's watching his pirurin, his crumbs, even though he's not mechaber for his crumbs, he's locking his house to protect his whole house, including that his crumbs, so that makes a chashivas for the crumbs itself. That's not true. Someone has the ends, the unripe te'inim, and he's locking his field because of the grapes that are in the field. Or he has the ends, the unripe part of the anovim. He's locking the field not to protect those anovim, but to protect the melons, the cucumbers, or whatever it is. If the balabais is makbid on those actual unripe stuff, and Avada Asur Begezo, Bishop Gezo has a regular Issa Gezo, Vachayavim Meiser is Chayim Meiser. It's not Hefker, he's makbid on them. But Basmanan Shein Balabais makbid alaim, if the Balabais is not makbid on them, he doesn't care about them, they're unripe, they're never going to become ripe. Mutar Mishum Gezo. They're Mutar Mishum Gezo, no problem, you could take them. Putur Mishum Meiser, they're part of a Meiser. Why? Because they're Hefker. So we see, even though he's locking up the field, which is ultimately protecting this thing, but if he doesn't care about that thing, it's not considered, it's bottle, it's Hefker. So the pirurin should automatically bottle. And for the Gemara, Omarava, Gzeira Shemo Yimtza Gluska Yofe. He might find a big piece of bread, a big dough, a big cookie, a big donut, or whatever it is. V'daitilu, and he's going to be happy with it. He's going to want it. We spoke about Rashi. Taisus got a shtickle learns the way the oiler was asking on Thursday. Navadaiti then now he's going to keep it. Taisus just says it very simply. Pirish v'loy bottom me'ela. It's not bottom. Da'itu just means he's happy with it. It's something be'etzem he's happy with it. It's a big donut. V'loy bottom me'elav. Therefore, it's not bottom. Rashi gave a little tray. Now, when he finds it, he's going to keep it even for a few extra seconds. The oilam was asking. Tosis also has a question on Rashi, but Taka Tosis learns it the way we all wanted to learn. It's an over chashuv, so it's not automatically bottom. It's not automatically bottom. He owned it and was over by your Matzah. So just be mavata when he finds it, assuming he's finding it still before Pesach. And for the Gemara, no, maybe he's only. What happens if he only finds it after Isser, after once it's already Yom Tif? And he's not in his reshus. He's not able to mavatal him. Two things are be'etzem not in a person's reshus, but regarding chiyuv malchus, chiyuv koris, chiyuv nezikin, the Torah made it as if it's in your reshus. You take a bar b'shus harabim. Do you really own the bar? No, it's a hefker. It's a reshus harabim. The Torah made it as if it's in your reshus regarding chiyuvim, and so too the chametz b'shei shoyis l'mayla. Chametz after 6 hours. Is it really yours? No. It's a davar. It's asher b'hanot. It's nobody's. The Torah made it as if it's yours to be chayiv to be over the isser of chametz, but it's not yours in a monistic sense that you're able to be mavatal. Therefore, you can't be mavatal then. That's why you have to be mavatal now, way earlier. Ad kan chazara.